Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Drought. Welcome back to another Pro 1v1 match. Today we're on a map called Snowy Drought by Jundi and SpeCovic, a map we see quite often. Actually, down in the south we have the yellow player with a GLA stealth. This is BoYcaH. All the way up in the north facing him today. Not in his usual color actually. I think he normally plays orange, but today he is playing this cyan. This is the GLA stealth, so stealth mirror. This is big size. So yeah, they've been playing a lot of GLA mirrors against each other, these two. And some of them are bets, I believe, and some of them are probably sponsored challenges, probably by AK Baloney. Normally he puts $25 up for a challenge, and they just play a best of 11 or best of 13. I think the GLA mirrors, normally it's the best of 11, but then sometimes I just pick out the decent games. Or the decently sized replays and just see if it was a decent game. Big Size has adapted his play over recent years, or maybe in the last 12 months. Building the fake barracks now, not something that he used to do, to be fair. I actually wonder if this is the real Big Size or if this is Marikar being the cyan, to be fair, because this is something like what Marikar would do. Because these fake barracks, I think they only cost $125 each, $125 each. Whereas the tunnel costs $800 for one tunnel, and then it still won't be a proper box. So actually that way, it's a cheap way of boxing your workers and then still being able to get a real arms dealer out as fast as possible and still going for 3 supplies. So BoYcaH got the most XP so far. It's from the kill in that tunnel. Tech RPG here from BoYcaH. Not the cleanest of attacks there from BoYcaH. Just dropping it right in front of RPGs in a tunnel, and also a grenade tech as well. BoYcaH needs to evac his stuff there, I think. If he did evac the RPGs, I think he would have killed that, and then he could have got the scrap for himself. Bit of a suicidal technical there, just goes down, but it's keeping him busy though, because he's now coming in with a technical over on the left hand side. Now what you can do, if you think it's a fake, you can actually just start shooting it with a technical, because it doesn't have that much HP, and eventually you will break through it. Never mind if you bring some RPGs as well, you'll tear through it really, really quickly. Okay, Big Size looking like he's got the most map control so far. He's got a tunnel here. This is a very, very advantageous position. It basically lets you control the whole left side of the map because you get these 2 artillery platforms and you get that as well. Technical for BoYcaH. Yeah, SiZe and his boxing, man, he's definitely taking it to a new level, because you used to be able to just send 1 technical straight through SiZe's base and you'd be able to kill 5 workers and 5 workers, and then it probably would lead to it being GG. So he's adapting, and I like that from SiZe. He's They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And I think SiZe is only a couple of years older than me, so it means I'm old too. But by old dog, I mean he's been playing for a very long time. I think he's been playing for way longer than me as well. He was playing competitively, like, I think in 2005 or maybe even earlier than that. Whereas back then, I was probably playing 1v1 quick match. Doing a China infantry helix every single game is probably what I was doing. But then I did take a big break as well, where I wasn't playing any Drought at all, and I don't know if SiZe continued playing it, but yeah, he's one of the most experienced players. And, like, you just often saw him. Well, what is BoYcaH doing with these RPGs, man? Oh, I suppose he is clearing the position anyway. Yeah, actually, it's pretty good. I thought he just dropped the RPGs off just to try and fight the bunker, but I thought he was going to lose the fight to the bunker, but he actually ended up winning it. So yeah, BoYcaH trying to gain ground. I think BoYcaH realizes the situation. He knows he needs to make ground because SiZe has this, and that's such a huge advantage, as I said before. Palace now being built by BoYcaH. It's a typical SiZe BoYcaH game, really, because you always see BoYcaH with a thin slither of a base like this, and you always see SiZe in the GLA mirror having loads and loads of map control. And already you're 5 minutes in and you're already seeing that. It's weird how our brains are wired differently, and you'll always tend to do the same behaviors and same things. Yeah, I just thought that SiZe wouldn't learn about boxing his workers. I thought he'd just stick with his old ways. You know, like when you've been doing something for so many years, you probably don't want to change it. It's hard for your brain to want to change it. And you've got those habits and whatever. But it seems like SiZe has adapted. The technical before from BoYcaH didn't achieve all so much. SiZe's actually gone for 3 arms dealers. Really does make me think if this is even big size. How often does he go 3 arms dealers? He's only collecting on 2 workers on his main. And he's collecting on 4 workers over there. 4 workers there. It's amazing the high level micro and stuff that you see from the players, but then you still seeing basic things missing, like the just like collecting on 2 workers. That like hinders your economy by like 60% or something like that. Like SiZe could probably already afford a palace if he was actually just collecting on a decent amount of workers. SiZe is building an insane amount of quads, but BoYcaH's already on a palace and already got a Jarman out. That equally is quite a large army. I think we're going to see a gigantic quad battle here. But supported by them 2 battle buses there at BoYcaH, I think SiZe is going to get shredded. You can have all the quads in the world, but from the 3v3 TF games that I've played over recent months, you quickly learn that if you've got a few battle buses in there, you really do wreck things. But BoYcaH is running into a bit of a bunker here. Big pop here from SiZe. SiZe normally knows when to pop and when not to pop. That was probably an area not to pop. BoYcaH pushing in though, but these buildings are acting like battle buses, really. SiZe with a repop here, loads more quads. Quickly shredding through that battle bus there of BoYcaH, because he's kind of funneled in and then also being damaged from the right side, and BoYcaH has just walked into a big trap, basically. And SiZe also with a junk repair that he's getting free from that hill that he controls. SiZe does need to go back now there. But that was a really nice fight, actually. Yeah, SiZe holding nicely. He is building a palace up in the top right. I like that position in the palace, because if there was any breakthrough there, then that can be held. I suppose the way that might come back to bite you is if that gets scudded later on, it'll probably get damaged. I suppose the scud's probably more likely to hit the oil there. Yeah, BoYcaH's always fighting an uphill battle. Not only is this being reinforced and then going to be reoccupied by the RPGs, he needs to go in there. But also SiZe getting this free junk repair from that is absolutely massive. But yeah, BoYcaH always has a thin slither of a base, and that's exactly what he's got again. SiZe is right in his face as usual, always creeping forward to the tunnels. Here's a tunnel there as well. Buggy's coming in for BoYcaH, as well as the battle bus. He's making use of the tech advantage here, BoYcaH. He's actually ahead in XP now because of that. I do prefer the palace route, just from so much experience of playing these dueling mirrors. 3 arms dealers can work, and it probably would have worked there if it wasn't for them buildings. Generally, I think... that's just my Twitch alert, ignore that. Generally, I think 2 arms dealers in the palace is probably the more optimal, I think. Okay, BoYcaH continues to press forward. These buildings not occupied, and SiZe is losing ground. SiZe coming in now with his own buggies. Thing is, if it does turn into a scud war, like I said, BoYcaH's compact base, the scud to the face, is going to be more damaging to him than it is to SiZe, because SiZe is no doubt going to have his markets spread everywhere. That's a bit of a hot spot, though. But SiZe controls so much area, he could just build a market here, build a market here, build a market here, and then the most BoYcaH could kill is probably in that corner there. Palace has been stealth. Okay, BoYcaH now building a scud on the right. It's interesting watching when the players are building their first Scud Storm. Like, you see some people just literally get a Scud Storm before they're even in the first market. I generally like to get one market, get the upgrades, and then build a Scud Storm. You see some people might just build 2 Scuds outright at the same time together. I'm still yet to decide in my head when is the right time to be building Scud Storms. Maybe it depends on the game, I suppose, and how well you're doing or not doing. Doesn't really matter that SiZe has got that at the minute because these buggies are dishing out so much DPS. And BoYcaH has all of the upgrades. SiZe is getting a few kills here, though. And that bunker helping out on the right side once again. Buggy wars continue, and the first Scud Storm is now out and instantly stealthed, actually, there from BoYcaH. That's really good. And SiZe hasn't beaconed it, so that might come back to bite him later on, to be fair. Yeah, you've got to get in the habit. As soon as the Scud Storm appears, you've got to be beaconing it straight away, especially if you're against stealth. It's always got to be in your mind you could stealth it, and then it's going to be really hard to find later on. It's just thinking the amount of scans you're going to have to do to try and find it. Micro time required for that, and the cooldowns on the radar vans, or you might have to make multiple radar vans. SiZe continues to hold here, but BoYcaH continuing to be aggressive. It's got a decent amount of markets. Another Scud Storm going up, and another Scud Storm for BoYcaH. I think he's playing really solid, actually. I think it all stems from that earlier Palace than SiZe. SiZe went for the 3 arms dealers. And yeah, I think it's all stemming from that. So I think BoYcaH's got a good economy, and he's going to have more Scud Storms. He's going to fire the first Scud Storm. He's got its stealth. SiZe is only collecting with a few workers here, whereas BoYcaH's almost mined out. It could be because it's been harassed more. But it's also probably a lack of workers. Even BoYcaH's only collecting on 4, though, I suppose. Yeah, that's nice from BoYcaH. As soon as it appears, instantly #1 on it. And SiZe has, yeah, he has stealthed it straight away as well. But BoYcaH's just more on it, I think. It's just more switched on. 3 Scud Storms for BoYcaH, 2 now for Big SiZe. Yeah, just all getting instantly stealthed here. Just that one not stealthed so far. It's in quite a funky position, isn't it? I like it. I just tend to think here that BoYcaH has played this really solid. Like, has there really been any mistake from BoYcaH apart from maybe that bad engagement over there? But it just shows you how much he's pushed there, because all of these buildings are now dead. Don't think I've ever seen that building completely flattened to this slab of concrete. Maybe I've seen it like once before or something. I didn't remember. It'd be interesting if you cleared all of this and just see how the map looks differently, because it will look different. Yeah, buggy trade-offs continue. Yeah, buggy wars do get a little bit boring sometimes. When you're playing it, you're always trying to pop and then re-pop. Trying to pick off more buggies than you're actually going to lose. And then you look away for a second, or you take one bad engagement, and then suddenly the enemy has 10 buggies compared to your 0. Yeah, very intense. But even if you have like a positive engagement, then trying to push into stealth tunnels, the reason it can be draining is because you can't really just walk buggies forward until you detect the tunnel, because they could just pop a battle bus or whatever and you could lose all of your buggies. Well, it's really going to be a proper scud war, this one, isn't it? So yeah, even if you like scanned that tunnel and cleared it with your superior numbers of buggies, then you'd still be hesitant to push in, because at any point you could still run into another stealth tunnel. One thing this map does lack is sound effects. There's pretty much no sound effects on this map. Okay, battle bus gets picked off there by BoYcaH. Sorry, for BoYcaH. But there is a Jarman here as well. But SiZe has not been able to collect these last few crates. But he is kind of keeping up there with the super weapons. But BoYcaH is about to fire one in like 10 seconds. I think that'll be on the oil on top right. It's pretty much a safe bet about where you can hit without scanning all over the base. Or he might go for that. I don't know. Cool things about Scud Storms is they're only a 5-minute timer compared to like a China nuke. Would take 6 minutes. But a Scud Storm, I think, is the best super weapon in the game because it just wrecks a whole area like crazy, crazy damage. So I think if you're ever going to rush a super weapon out, probably better to do it as GLA rather than the Chinas. Unless, of course, you're going for nuke mix or something. Here comes the Scud Storm for BoYcaH. If you're wondering how I'm doing that for you, by the way, we are on Gentle using the page up key. So he hits the left-hand side. So he doesn't know where the palace is, and he didn't go for the oil. The thing is about going for the oil, you won't get XP when it dies. Although Zezon in the new patch is supposedly, I think, giving it like 10 XP for an oil kill or something like that. Maybe even more, actually. But the thing about going for the base buildings, even if you only killed a supply or a one market or whatever, you get an XP for those kills. Which then, therefore, is another reason to get an early Scud Storm, because you rack up the XP so much faster. If you get level 5 faster, then you've got Anthrax Bomb faster, and then a Sneak Attack faster, and that might actually win you the game or give you a major advantage. Buggy Wars do continue. GPS scramble in play for BoYcaH. He's creeping his base further forward. We can see that now. So BoYcaH has control of all of this, like it's like an L shape or a reversed L. Whereas SiZe is like more control in the middle, more of this left side. Still obviously has the top right. Another Scud Storm for Mr. BoYcaH. Next one will fire in 23 seconds. So that's interesting. Why have you not gone for the number 1? Or does he think he can get that with a few buggy hits? Yeah, he does. Interesting Scud shots from BoYcaH. That one is cool. I like that. But the fact is that one could have been killed, I think. He's going to take it to the face now. Not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Because that Scud one died. The refinery one died. But he has lost his oil for that. Like, instead of hitting that area, he could have used 2 Scuds on that. Would it have been better overall? I don't know. Another Scud Storm here. Big size taken out. That's nice buggies from BoYcaH. Dishing out the main damage with the Scud. And then coming in, picking it off with the buggies. I really like it. And BoYcaH's now level 5. These Scud kills. I don't know what XP you get from a Scud kill, but it must be a lot. Anthrax Bomb coming in. SiZe is going to panic when he hears that sneak attack. And it is for this Scud now. The problem is that artillery platform and that bunker is hitting things. I think I just hit a BoYcaH Scud again. So I think he's now going to hit that. Something that Xcal kind of invented, really, where you would sneak, dish out a bit of damage, and then come in with a Scud Storm, and then it'll finish it. Yeah, Xcal was the first person I saw mainly doing it, I think. Yeah, it's really solid from BoYcaH. BoYcaH conspiracy is truly over. We've had a few BoYcaH wins, I think maybe even in a row now. Assuming he does win this one, because he's at a major advantage now. He has Just look at this base, man. How can you compete with that? I mean, SiZe, yeah, has more map control. He's got a couple of scuds and a couple of markets. He still has his oil, I suppose.
General, our land is being attacked.
General, our enemy is using their GPS coordinates.
I actually thought it was there. It's actually there. SiZe now level 5. He's coming in from the left side here. He doesn't have AP ammo or the or junk repair. He doesn't need junk repair, but he needs AP ammo, I'd say, if you're making quads. I suppose most of the game though he's just been making buggies ever since that first big engagement. SiZe obviously now level 5. Anthrax bomb comes in. Just a bit of an annoyance for this area. Didn't kill loads of stuff though. SiZe has got nearly 10k and BoYcaH's got nearly 0 money, but it's just because BoYcaH's spending it, I think. BoYcaH did lose his oil as well, but just as a more solid base, I think. SiZe is lagging behind by 3 Scud Storms. BoYcaH has a 3 Scud Storm advantage. And BoYcaH's actually going to fire one in 17 seconds. And then both players will fire another one in about 2 minutes. 7 seconds. The thing is, it's hard to find a decent target. Yeah, he's got a beacon on that, beacon on that. But, oh. 1 Scud Storm. I think that should have been targeted earlier. Maybe even over that first one that hit here. Okay, BoYcaH is going for that. But how's he going to intend to finish that? Maybe sneak again? Oh, yeah, it is off cooldown, and Big SiZe has been defeated. Yeah, that was really, really nice, to be fair, from BoYcaH. Yes, he lost control of that, which made me think SiZe was going to win early on, but BoYcaH just dominated the right-hand side, and I think it was all about the Palace. SiZe experimenting there, maybe, with 3 arms dealers. I typically don't think it's that good. I prefer to go 2 arms dealers, and the Palace thing is more optimal. And BoYcaH, his upgrade just paid off sooner. He had more markets, more Scud Storms and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty clinical there from BoYcaH, to be fair. Very, very nice indeed. GG, well played. Let me know what you thought down below, and I'll see you in the next one. If you'd like to support the channel whilst also protecting yourself online, consider getting NordVPN using my link in the description. It will hide your IP when playing Zero Out online, either through Avora or Game Ranger, and you won't lose any internet speed. So use my link in the description for a massive discount and a 30-day money-back guarantee.